All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wonderful people. Happy to be here once again on Let's Talk TV. Please subscribe to this channel if you've not yet subscribed, and if this is your first time of joining us, you are welcome. Please click on the subscribe button and make sure you turn on your notifications so that you can get notified whenever we drop our spanking news. Now, straight up to the issue on ground. But let me be quick in addressing this critical issue. Now, there was a news, or rather, there's a news circulating the social media, Nigerian pages, currently, and they've come with this their propaganda, and with this their lie that they have actually kpied the commander of the Biafran Liberation Army. So the news is actually circulating now. Now it will be very shameful if our people start believing these fake stories, because this is not the first time, neither is it the second time, neither is it the third, nor the fourth or fifth, nor the 10th time that they've brought up this propaganda. Now, let me tell you how the Nigerian media outlets works. When it's as if they are losing, nobody is hearing about the Nigerian army and anything they've actually done. Now, they try to generate information, they try to generate news just to make the people, or to make their country, in quote, feel as if they are working. And honestly speaking, the biggest story you can give in the Nigerian media, is the story of either Onyendo Mazenam Kano or the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, or the Biafran Liberation Army, or the indigenous people of Biafra. These are the catchy stories or news you can actually give when it comes to the zoo and their pattern. Now, our people don't understand why we do the things we do, especially here on Let's Talk TV. First of all, we give you information, especially information that pertains to the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. We give you news. Most times you don't understand that the major reason why we propagate or push our title a little bit further is to also, counter what the Nigerian media outlets are doing. Forget about the fact, some of you feel, we're not really giving the title according to the news. Listen very well, and you see that these things has hint to also the particular videos we drop. We are countering what the Nigerian media outlets are doing. So, for example, as they talk, say, they don't buy the commander of the Biafran Liberation Army, we go counter them. We go counter them. But the only good thing about us is that we're always giving with fact. You see the truth in our contents. But you see their content is always hollow. Hakorogelu hakorogala. When you decide to read it, you see that their content is always blank. Hakorogelu hakorogala. Arriving to nothing. They catch a criminal who has been terrorizing their people, maybe a Fulani criminal, and the next thing is that they are tagging it the Biafran Liberation Army commander, or they catch somebody, an unarmed thief. There's a difference between thief and armed robber. Just as the name, is different. Thief, if you be saying na chewing gum mean thief, If you be saying a phone in thief, armed robber is armed, armed with deadly weapon, ready to kill or ready to strike. But waiting the Nigerian security agencies, they catch na thief, no be armed robbers. If not, therefore they catch the whole bandits now. We say they cause all the whole propaganda. So what am I saying in all ramification? Please disregard such information. It is a lie, and a big lie at that. A lie from the pit of hell. But meanwhile, here on Let's Talk TV, we go counter that news. And just expect us and trust us. You know how we give you the back-to-back news. So they should expect a countering of that particular news. Enjoy this wonderful live broadcast from the Prime Minister Simon Ekpa.
Drinking whiskey or throwing party. It's time to come together, raise funds, and channel that funds to the Biafran government in exile. And your ID card is very important. So visit the database website of Biafra Security Administration and process your ID card, because that is the only document that identifies you as a Biafran anywhere for now. The license offices are very important to all Biafrans wherever they are, because it plays a vital role in representing your interests and your so-called wherever you are, as far as you are not involved in any criminal act. The protection of Biafrans and to guarantee their diplomatic ties and engagement in every country goes through and comes through the license offices. The global representation and the global awareness of the Biafran people and the Biafran government in exile and the restoration and the declaration of Biafra comes in through the license offices. It is through the license offices that you need to carry Biafra, speak to the government of your country of residence, explain things to them. First, you need to be registered and you come out legally instituted in a particular country. And then under that platform, under that umbrella, through that offices, of the license offices, you can now engage the government of the day and speak to them. Let them understand the plight of the people. Let the global awareness push out and let it go. The era of hitting the street and protesting has come and gone. This is era of political diplomacy, where you make use of diplomatic engagement. You don't need to be protesting in the street to speak to the government of the day. You need to use hand to write. You need to use your leg and your voice to go to offices. So if you don't have a license office in your country, or if you're not working on one to see that it is established, there is no intermediary means that you can be connecting to that government of the country in a very amicable way. So this is the importance of you having a license offices in your different countries. So every Biafran must work on this, come together and see how your license offices are established. Now, encourage every Biafran wherever they are not to stand on defense. Go and locate your license offices, locate your license officials, the people of coordinating Biafra in your country that are under the leadership of the BRGIE, heavily led by this Prime Minister that you see behind me, Simon Ekpa. Key into everything that is happening so that you wouldn't be left in the dark. If you're going to Finland, the slot is closing up for the event. When the slot is totally filled up and then you come late, you wouldn't be able to go in because we have a targeted number. That is why you must rush now and do your application and process your event ticket so that you wouldn't be left out when you really want. And if you miss Finland Convention, you're going to miss a lot, because that is where we are going to declare the restoration of that Biafra which Ojukwu, our eternal leader, had declared in 67. We are not going to declare a different Biafra. We are going to restore that Biafra which Ojukwu had declared. So we are going to declare the restoration of that Biafra which he had declared, the United States of Biafra. I salute Biafran people, and it is of great importance that every Biafran must understand that there is a Biafran shop. The Biafran shop is where you go in, you buy anything you want to buy, and in turn, you are supporting the liberation. Because when you buy something, you get what you buy. It is shipped to you. Some percentages of what you paid for that product is now accruing into the support of the Biafran liberation. So in proxy, you are supporting the Biafra liberation. So head down to biafrashop.org. Type it on Google. Anywhere you type, you will see it. www.biafrashop.org. Go there. You can as well customize your face on a particular t-shirt or a shoe or maybe a pamphlet or agenda or pen or book or anything that you want to buy from the shop. If you want the Biafran flag or logo or PM's face or flag, anything that you want, you can as well customize your face. You can as well request that your face should also be printed on the Biafran shop product that you want to buy. So maybe, for example, you see where Ojuku's face will come out. You say you want Ojuku's face to come out on a t-shirt. You want, or maybe on a phone pouch. Maybe you're using iPhone. And then you want the iPhone pouch to come out with faces of the icons of Biafra. Then you want Ojuku's face on it, you click. You want Philip face on it, you click. You want Nnamdi Kanu's face on it, you click. You want Simon Ekpa's face on it, the Prime Minister, you click. You also want your face to appear. You can as well click and then customize, request the Biafra shop to also include your face on the product that you want to receive. It will be customized to you, to your own taste. The price will come out, how much that you're going to pay, and then you pay. You will receive that product well refined with the faces that you have enlisted online, printed and delivered to you. You will be so happy that you got the product that you wanted. So by so doing, you have supported the Biafran liberation with some little quotas of percentages that has gone out from the shopping that you have done on Biafran Shop. So these are ways and manners that you can support the Biafra liberation. Also, you have to also go over to the bankofbiafra.org. On the bankofbiafra.org, you can stake the Biafran coin. You need to have a Trust wallet or you have a MetaMask wallet. Go, the videos are there. If you need help, call us, we will put you through. Go and stake a coin. As you buy USBT, a Gemma coin, you stake. Minimum days to start making earnings is 7 days, that is 1 week. After then, you start making earnings. As you are making earnings, as you are staking, you are helping the Biafran coin to push out, and you are also in proxy, making some profit. Then in turn, you are now supporting the Biafra liberation. So you support Biafra liberation in different ways and manners. Now, if the Biafran government in exile, or if the Biafran people, or if IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, were terrorists or are terrorists, like the slave boys, the slave masters, and the slave stooges, the governors and the senators and the ministers, the commissioners, the traditional rulers, the pastors and the bishops that we have that stood their ground to say that they are declaring their Biafran children and themselves as terrorists because they have collected money from Fulani. If we are terrorists, why will America, why will UK, why will Europe, why will Asia, why will Australia, why will every countries in this world allow us to exist in their countries of residence? Why will they allow us to register our Biafran Republic government in exile and in turn register our Biafra license offices and then have bank accounts where we can domicile the money contributions that we make And when we are making contributions from every country, transactions are done on PayPal, transactions are done on cryptocurrency, transactions are done on bank accounts, transactions are done on wire transfer, transactions are done on Cash App. Now, when you make payment from your own country online to Biafran gov.org/donate and IPOBUSA.org/donate, the statement of account shows there just the website the way I just call it. So, if it was a terrorist group or organization, the government of the day would have sanctioned every of our bank transactions and movements, and they will stop us because it has been proven that we are terrorists. We are domiciled in their country. We are legally staying there. We have residents and we have companies and we have works, and many of us are captains of industries working in many places in many countries. And we are contributing to the economy of those countries. If we were terrorists, why would those countries accommodate us and allow us to be alive? Have you seen how terrorists are being treated in Hamas? Have you seen how terrorists are being treated in Iran? Have you seen how they are being treated in Yemen? You see how they are acting in Afghanistan, which the Taliban took over. Do you now see how the Boko Haram terrorists and the Fulani Islamic Jihadist terrorists in the far north of one Nigeria are behaving? Have you seen such ways and manners of behavior from the Biafran people? No. The governing council of Biafra, you don't see it. You don't see it in the prime minister, you don't see it in his cabinet members, you don't see it in the defense department, you don't see it in individual Biafrans. Our own prerogative is to see that Biafra land is safe and sound, that we protect our women and children and keep them away from the assailants, from cutting their heads off, kidnapping them, butchering women into pieces, and opening their bellies while removing their fetus. Now, if the Biafran people were terrorists like the slave boys that we had acclaimed us and then attacked us, we wouldn't have a safe haven wherever we are. A terrorist cannot have instituted government that is fully registered in another man's land. Now we are spreading. The global awareness and the global stage of Biafra is picking up. It is speaking up through you and I in your countries of residence and your commitment. How you are supporting the liberation, how you're making sure that your liaison offices in all countries must be. So it is not only limited to the Western countries. Every African country is also started with the responsibility. If you try to register Biafra license and the immigration of your country or the government of that country does not allow you, relax yourself. The countries that will allow you, we will see them and we will move on. But every Biafran must key into whatever we are doing. Okay, now, we need more funds, we need more guns and bullets to be able to continue to decimate the terrorists that have come to kill our women and children, because the safety and the security of Biafra land is our mandate. God gave birth to us and God gave us the reason to live so that we can be able to subdue what we have and make use of what we have and become what we are supposed to be. So never in our own time are we going to fold our arms to watch and see that our children's heads are chopped off by some people that think that power has been given to them and that they have authority to take human life. No. In our own time, the Biafran government in exile, the de facto in the homeland, the Biafra Defense Forces are doing the needful to see that Biafra land is protected and defended at all costs. That is why the spike in the massacre and genocide and slaughter of babies, children, women, and children ongoing in Biafra, ongoing in one Nigeria, is not skyrocketing in Biafra land. It is not skyrocketing in Biafra land because Biafra land is sealed. The Biafra Defense Forces are doing the needful. They are protecting and defending Biafra land. So that is why it is a no-go area for the terrorists. Anyone that comes in, they must be cut off. We don't treat cancer, so we don't need to treat the terrorists. What we do is that we cut them off. Our own is to do clearing and forwarding. We clear you, then we forward you to Chukwokike. When you get to Chukwokike, the God of creation, he will decide the kind of custom dispatch that is going to give you, whether you have to pay 100 trillion naira to get dispatch or whether you have to pay 50 trillion naira. But our own is to do the clearing and forwarding. We forward you to Chukwokike. Chukwokike will now go and take care of you and decide your fate. So every Biafran must continue to do the needful. Now, Biafrans must disregard in a matter of urgency and seriousness the more they are. Thank you. Thank you and welcome back. Um, Biafrans need to disregard and ignore the IPOB Nigeria. IPOB Nigeria does not speak for the Biafran people, they speak for the Nigerian government. They have been planted in Biafra circle for years, and that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could not go forward, because they planted them inside his Directorate of State's IPOB circle for years, because they knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had a dream to restore Biafra. So one Nigeria had to plant some IPOB Nigeria inside the circle, which they use to drag Mazi Nnamdi Kanu backward from ages to ages. So no communication coming from them should you take serious. You see, they gave one Nigeria their memo, the way that they had directed them to write it, to come out and make noise and tell you that they are declaring sit at home for 30th of May, Remembrance Day, a memorable month, a memorable week, a memorable day of the Biafran people, which we have always honored the past heroes of Biafra that have been massacred and those that have been butchered and slaughtered in the faith of Biafra. And even those that did not shout Biafra that have been slaughtered. As far as you are a Biafran, we honor your existence. That is why we always observe a minute of silence to all of us. This is the same IPOB Nigeria that cancelled the sit at home or the Memorial Day of remembering Biafrans that were massacred. Was it last year or a year before last? Why did they do so? They did so because it is the mandate that one Nigeria had given to them. I think that was last year. And we came out and said, no, you cannot speak for the Biafran people. You cannot denigrate. You cannot denigrate the existence of the Biafran people, the Biafrans that have been slaughtered. Nigerian government made June 11 a memorable day for one Nigeria. Have they asked you what happened in the June 11? That they make it a memorable day for themselves? Nigerian government also made 1st October a memorable day. Have you asked yourself why they are celebrating the 1st October? You were massacred for one Nigeria to be one. And then they celebrate it as a remembrance day of how you were massacred, how you were slaughtered. June 11 is celebrated for the reason. So, in what way have they honored or tried to make peace and amends with the dead bodies of Biafrans that have been slaughtered in uncountable ways and manners. None. So we have foolish leaders and rulers who cannot ask for anything good to benefit their children and their generations, because they have all collected money from the Nigerian government. And so their eyes are fixated on money, money, money. So these are the same IPB Nigeria that said they cancelled the Memorial Day of Biafrans that were slaughtered. We look at them and say, oh, it is very clear now that you were not working for Biafra. And this time they have come to also seek relevance. So they don't speak for the Biafran people, they speak for IPOB Nigeria. They speak for the Nigerian government, because Nigerian government have devised another circle that they now call them IPOB Nigeria, using them to work against the real cause of Biafra, which the government of Biafra are piloting. So where you should listen to, the information you should carry is the sit at home to mark the ending of the first phase of the voting, the self-referendum voting of the Biafran people, in collaboration and in solidarity with the Memorial Day and the memorable day and week of Biafrans that have been slaughtered and that have died in the cause of this liberation. Here is the memo. It is only the Prime Minister of the Biafran government, Biafran Republic government in exile, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko, that speaks for the Biafran people. So Biafrans, I know, and I heard many of you say you are getting divergent messages from DOS because you're still listening to them. So now, the days of the statoma are here stipulated. 29th of May, 30th of May, and 31st of May. This is what you should listen to, and this is what you should take from. You see the person that is the Prime Minister there, the person that signed this memo, okay, that is the Prime Minister of the Biafran people. Disregard anything that is coming from IPOB Nigeria that call themselves DOAs or Directorate of State or nonsense. Now, very soon and in no time, all of you will have the satellite TV and satellite radio available in all your provinces and communities, villages and regions. Like I had advocated before, I said, do well to provide your families finger battery radios, because you may not be opportune to have electricity to watch television and to hear our voices on television or see our faces. So what you will be seeing on the Voice of Biafra television channel is what you will be hearing on Voice of Biafra FM radio channel. When you tune into the radio, you'll be hearing our voice and every announcement and things that are coming out from the Prime Minister and his government. So with a finger battery radio, you can listen to us anywhere you go. And when the battery discharges, you can easily get another new battery that is affordable at a very cheap price. Since you cannot afford generator, since you cannot afford solar panel, since you cannot afford fuel, since you cannot afford the electricity that is not available in one Nigeria, you can afford the finger battery that goes into a small radio, and then you can hear us loud and clear. So listen very well and follow up. Do not be misguided. The only person that speaks for the Biafran people is the Prime Minister, and that is myself, Ekpa. This very man that you see beside me, so, or behind me, that very man that you're seeing, that is the Prime Minister, and that is the only man that speaks for the Biafran people. Now, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was kidnapped, he is the Prime Minister. He was the spokesperson, and now he is the Prime Minister. He has catapulted the Biafran people into a government. He has set up a government, and now Biafran people are not just a mere organization. Biafran people are what? A government that has been formed and well instituted and legally backed up. So when you see the Biafra Liberation Army engage the Nigerian terrorist government, and they are afraid to come out and pronounce it that the Biafra Republic government in exile army, the defense forces, and the armed wing are engaging them, they know what they are doing, because they know when they open their mouth and say it, they have validated us through their own mouth. So they are afraid to open their mouth to say it, so that they wouldn't say, oh, you have validated the emerging nation government that has come to be, and you are already bowing down to it. They are already bowing down to it, because Musa, who is the chief of defense staff of One Nigeria, is already bowing down to the government of Biafra under the leadership of Simon Ekpa. He has been crying on a daily basis on all international media houses, the Senate chambers, and One Nigerian government, where he cries and tells the entire world that Simon Ekpa is taking over the airspace. Simon Ekpa is not staying in Finland and taking over the airspace. Simon Ekpa has a government. That government is the government that Biafran people adopt and support so much. Simon Ekpa is the leader of that government. Simon Ekpa is the leader and commander-in-chief of that very army, which is situated in Biafra land. So when you're shouting Simon Ekpa has taken over the airspace, don't just say Simon Ekpa has taken over the airspace, because at times it sounds like you are very stupid. How can Simon Ekpa be in Finland and he's taking over the airspace? Did he use his spirit, or he will invoke himself into Biafra land and take over the airspace? Say it very well, that the Biafra Defense Forces, the armed wing, the defense forces of Biafran government in exile, that is ably led by Simon Ekpa, are taking over the airspace. Don't say Simon Ekpa. Hi, Momo people. Because when you say Simon Ekpa, even the journalists will ask you, how Simon Ekpa, we see him in Finland every day. How is he now standing in Biafra land and then taking over the airspace? Is it that he will live in Finland today? Tomorrow, when he wants to take over the airspace, he will disappear in Finland and then appear in Biafra land and then take over the space? You see, the journalists that are always granting you people interview are so idiotic that they cannot even reason well to ask you pertinent questions that you will crack your brain and then you wouldn't have something to say. Simon is in Finland. Yes. But the men and women that are defending motherland are in motherland. They are the ones taking over your space. But they are being supervised by Simon. So you just go and start calling Simon. You want to say Simon is saying, if maybe that is even why the European Union and the Finland ambassador and the German chancellor was even laughing at you people. How can you say that Simon is taking over your airspace in Nigeria, but yet Simon is in Finland? If Simon is in Biafra land, you say Simon is in Biafra land, he's taking over my airspace. But Simon is not in Biafra land, he's in Finland. And then you say Simon is taking over my airspace. Hey! Hello, Mero. Anyway, at times English, they cause problems because they did not allow us to speak our languages. They preferred we should speak English and we should say it the way they teach us so that we cannot reason. We will only take it and adopt it the way they tell us that. When they tell us that A means A, B means B, so we just come and adopt it like that. A means A, B means B. We don't have to reason to go and think, how can A means A? How can B means B? Because it is the standard that has been set up, it's the way it was given to you. They say, take it like that. Do not reason about it. Just take it like that, read it like that, and go like that. So that is why when you come out and say, Simon is taking over my airspace, but Simon is in Finland. Say it very well, that the Biafra Liberation Army of the government of Biafra, whom Simon is the prime minister, is taking over that space from you, and Simon is supervising them. Then somebody will understand and say, hey, okay, I understand. Now I understand, because I was wondering, how can Simon take over the space when you say in there for Finland? So this is why some of you have been taken for a fool. So the voting continues, and now the new link of the voting starting over the weekend, which the Prime Minister published. You don't need to upload your photo while you're casting your vote again. And the voting system now is more simplified, because as we are entering into the second phase of the voting, we need to make it more simplified so that it wouldn't seem too rigid anymore. So now you just need to tap, you accept, yes, your name, yes, your country of residence, your state in Biafra land. I think you don't even need your phone number, sir. You submit, you accept, you're casting your vote, you're a Biafran, yes, okay. Submit, I support the Biafran referendum and I approve. You click, bap, 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 you go. Submit, you have submitted. But your email must be registered for it to go through. So if you're having any problems sorting out your voting, there are numbers that have been published. You can contact those numbers which are in the voting database, helplines. They can put you through in any doubt that you have. You can also reach out to the media team, then we can forward you to those helpline numbers. So, Biafran people, remember our convention declaration is on the 2nd of December, where we will break the camel's highest back. And then, do not think it will be very, very easy after we declare Biafra in 2nd December. That is when we need more of your support and commitment than ever. Now, I want us to see something. You see this? This is the Mburumiri and the slave boys. Unless they say, Igbo will not apologize for the murder of Ahmadu Bello and Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. So we are calling on the Fulanis, Islamic jihadis, caliphate, and the oligarchs that they should come and look at these Iwanyau and these Oanese Mburumiri boys, these their slave boys, which they have used them for the past decades to do what? I think, is it up to a decade? They've used them. Wait, I know say my own language is not English. So when I speak the one way I know they show, I go ask the people where carry the English carry come. Okay. I think I speak this one well, so that tomorrow I not go say I don't speak it well. For the past decades, this Oanese Nkurumiri that you see here that was formed has been used to bastardize and to enslave the existence of the Biafran people, most especially the Igbo youth. Yes. This is something that was set up to have been a body that will connect for resolutions and reamendments and ratification and which other grammar should I even use? Restitution, and to see the inclusiveness and how we can liaise with the Islamic jihadist terrorist government of one Nigeria, to see the way and manner and the going forward of the well-being of the Biafran people, predominantly the Igbo race. But these people that you see here, these Oanese, they have become the highest stooges that we have come to have. Now, before this other one came to be, this is what you had before. You see this one here? For those of you that can read what is on the screen, and for those of you that cannot see it, I'm going to read it for you. Give me some minutes or some seconds. Let me highlight it very well so that I'll read it for you to understand the evil that these people are. Now, these people you see here,